When we think of the concept of justice, we often associate it with the idea of enforcing laws and punishing those who break them. This enforcement of the law is typically carried out by the state through the use of force, and as a result, the state maintains a monopoly on the use of force. But is it just for the state to have this monopoly on the use of force in maintaining justice? This is a complex and controversial issue that has been debated for centuries. On the one hand, having a monopoly on the use of force allows the state to maintain order and protect its citizens. Without this monopoly, there would be chaos and lawlessness, with each individual or group taking justice into their own hands. This would inevitably lead to a breakdown of society, with the strongest or most ruthless individuals and groups emerging as the dominant force. On the other hand, there are concerns that the state's monopoly on the use of force can be abused, with those in power using it to suppress dissent and maintain their own authority. This can lead to human rights abuses and violations of individual freedoms, as we have seen in many authoritarian regimes throughout history. Furthermore, there is the question of whether the state's monopoly on the use of force is necessary for maintaining justice. Some argue that alternative methods, such as restorative justice or community policing, could be just as effective in maintaining order without relying on the use of force. These alternative methods focus on repairing harm and addressing the root causes of crime, rather than punishing offenders through imprisonment or other forms of retribution. Ultimately, the question of whether it is just for the state to have a monopoly on the use of force in maintaining justice is a complex one that cannot be easily answered. It requires a careful balance between ensuring public safety and protecting individual freedoms, and it is up to each society to determine the best way to achieve this balance. What do you think? Is it just for the state to have a monopoly on the use of force in maintaining justice, or are there alternative methods that should be considered?